All right, I just wanted to talk about this for those who may watch this live later in life. Kind of just want to talk about the Super Bowl a little bit. Basically, the whole entire playoff journey for the Eagles, Think about some things while I follow up with some leads. Just wanted to talk about this. So, you know, uh, for those of you watching this, the Eagles won the Super Bowl, okay? Yep, the Eagles won the Super Bowl. They beat the Patriots, as the underdogs, so you say. The team with the better record, the team that had it all going for them, but they lost their best quarterback, Carson Wentz, and they really swooped down to the bottom, and they were underdogs literally throughout their entire playoff series. And I'm not gonna be honest, I doubted them as well through every single game, and I begin to think, I'm like, wow, these are people who achieved, one of the greatest achievements, becoming an NFL football player. That's really difficult to achieve. You know, They have $1 million salaries. They love what they do, and they're risking their lives while entertaining people every night in and night every week. Until their off season comes, of course. I'm thinking, wow. There's two things I learned. A few things. Overcoming failure. You know, overcoming the haters and the story. Uh, Three things I learned. Okay. Um, the overcoming failure is, kind of ties in with the story. Um, you know, as you guys know, Carson Wentz got injured, and Nick Foles, the returning starting quarterback, who is the backup quarterback, once played for the Eagles. He had a great season, but that all came to shambles. He was almost about to retire. You know, Things were just going away from him, and it felt like he didn't have anything left for him. He actually thought about contemplating on retiring, but he actually came back, and he began to just bench it out for the Eagles again. And it's almost as if God gave him another chance to redeem himself. You know, it's like in a way a miracle for the Eagles, and in a way a miracle for him. You know, like think about it. This is someone who's had a really awesome season, and then it came to shambles, and he somehow, some way, he overcame that. You know, Literally every playoff game, this man was doubted. Now I doubted him too. Through every single playoff game. I'm just thinking like, damn, there's no point even doubting people these days. So some people at least. Just I always say, it's not good to just doubt. Don't doubt. I'm over here sucking into the football world doubting this man, and he overcame it. That's one of the obstacles that we're probably all gonna have to face at one point. We're gonna go through a failure. Our something is gonna crumble, but it's not about. He had the choice to retire, but he took a trip, and instead of retiring after a few failures in the league, a few failing seasons, he went back at it. He decided to write it out on the bench, even though he knows deep down inside, he's way better than what it is to offer. And he patiently waited, and miraculously an opportunity came to him for him to redeem his career. He did exactly those things. A lot of us, we're afraid of failure, and it just prevents us from doing so much in life. You know, we're afraid to fail. We're afraid to mess up, and as soon as, or say, we do mess up, uh, we basically give up. We don't like to hear the word no. We don't like to hear the word you can't do it. We want people to support us so much, but there's the people who overcome everything, even if they have no support. It's really the support from yourself. The others will come as yours your success implodes. It's really how it goes. People really won't support you when you're at your worst. It's not how the world works. But when you're at your best, it's really when everyone's, you know, on your side and they're riding for you. So don't expect much support throughout whatever you're doing. Go about things as if, you're basically trying to help someone, whether, for the good of it, or, you're trying to help yourself for the best of it. That's how I like to think, you know. Never be too selfish, Tom. You don't have to be like everyone else. You don't have to not support someone. Always give that positive because it helps. I'm just saying, you being yourself doesn't mean you necessarily don't have to support someone, but because you know already if you're trying to achieve anything in life, and especially if it's things that people don't agree with and they don't really vibe with and follow, you're not going to get that much support. But you know that feeling already, so you should just be prepared for that. You don't have to sink down like everyone else and be so cynical and lose all optimism within yourself. But yeah, so learn to overcome failure, and you guys see the story tied to it. It was almost like a movie. The Eagles are having this shining season, and it's like two stories in one. It's like the Eagles, and then there's the Nick Foles story. He's recently coming off terrible seasons, and it's like he's riding the bench while the Eagles are having this miraculous season. He's just riding the bench. He's probably still thinking about his career, his future. Like, does he still want to continue to do this? And somehow, some way, Carson Wentz gets injured. It's like no way. And then there's like the twist of the Tom Brady story also into it, like Tom Brady, Tom versus time, and like basically, I'm pretty sure all of this is documented, and it's almost like you know, it's like mashup stories of like the Eagles, and there's like Nick Foles, and there's like the Tom Brady story, and that's like Nick Foles overcoming something, his failure, and meanwhile Tom Brady's trying to like complete his career, and it's like this is I can see this like in the future like being part of Tom Brady's documentary, whether or not he decides to go for another ring or end his career. I can see this being maybe this is one of his failures. Maybe he wasn't able to achieve what he wanted. Maybe he wanted his sixth ring. What do you think Tom Brady's going to do? Think he's going to give up? I don't exactly know what he wants exactly out of his career, but I know he's trying to. He's not facing anyone. It's Tom versus Tom or Tom versus time. It's basically how he puts it. And it's almost like the Eagle. As soon as Nick Foles taking on the playoffs, boom, beats game one. He gets more support. Game two gets a lot more support, and then now Super Bowl. He has all this imploding support, and then there's a bunch of doubters. He's still the underdogs in this. It's like crazy. Like he still comes out with a win. It's like a movie, and like everybody, a lot of people don't like the Patriots. So it's like the Patriots are really the evil bad dogs, but you know, meanwhile Tom Brady's having his own little journey. You know, and now he has something to overcome. Like, does he? Well, I don't know if this really is a failure for him, or it's just really like a point in his career where he's just noticing some things. It's like it could be you could say the end, or it could just be, you know, a turning point. Is this the last championship he won? That's what I'm kind of thinking. Like, I don't know. I kind of like to take things where I like to implement what's going on, and like what people do, like the people who achieve the best, and kind of like integrate it to what I like to do with myself and how whenever I want to achieve new things. You know, learn from them. There's a lot you can learn. You just have to really observe and think of it in a different way. You know, I'm just writing it off right now. I know, like I want to go live like every Sunday. It's like 2:23 a.m. on a Monday where I live, but it's Sunday in some areas. So wherever you guys see this, whenever you guys see this, you know, you'll see it. So comment below. What did you really learn from the Super Bowl? Like, I know the Eagles fans are crazy. I learned that too. But you know, like just seeing Nick Foles overcome the worst like 2 seasons and like at his peak and then losing that and then getting it back is like magnificent. Like it makes me feel like a lot is possible in this world. You just have to really go for it and dig deep. He had the past, so it's almost like a memory. Like he had amazing seasons. I heard that like they had him like rewatching his past seasons of his best seasons and like just got him back in his zone and like it's almost like when he started playing he was like how he was in the past. It's crazy. So I know it's a little off topic. It's not about making money and all that, but you can get a lot of value from what you see other people do and how they react to certain things. Like a lot of people are probably thinking like, the Eagles won, but there's a lot of story to a lot of things, and it's really crazy. Like I don't know, I look at things completely different than a lot of people, but if you honestly just notice certain things like how Nick Foles really overcame his failures to achieve like success, like he won a championship, MVP, Like no one thought he was winning an MVP. If anything, like no one began the season saying Nick Foles is going to win, take the Eagles to the playoffs, especially after like Carson Wentz's amazing season. Like no one thought that, especially going against Tom Brady. I know I sound repetitive right now, but it's like sometimes you really gotta learn, like look at these things. You know, I don't know. I don't want my channel to be all about making money, but I want it to be about just achieving that success. You know, health, wealth, and happiness, and love can be included. But health, wealth, and happiness, and you know, congratulations to those Eagles fans. You know, I have a lot of congrats to you guys. You know, I'm from PA. I don't really I'm residing in PA. I'm not really a sports fan, but I like to see. I kind of like greatness and I like achievement, like seeing how it's done. So you know, he went through a lot to achieve that, and just let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys feel about a video like this. Whenever you decide to watch this, comment below. So I wanted to talk about this my Sunday night live. You could say Sunday night live. Tomorrow I'll be talking about MCA tomorrow. Got some new stuff for you guys. All right, that's all I wanted to talk about. Oh, can't wait to see you guys on the other side whenever you decide to watch this video. All right, peace. Here we go. All right, everyone, peace.